Welcome back, hungry heathens, to Gastromancer's D20 Kitchen Special Rapture Edition, where we put the veal back in Revelation. Now let's take a look at our 20 blasphemous ingredients for the week. So this week we have pasta, onion, tofu, mango, chicken, eggs, potato, cheese, steak, turkey, bacon, coconut milk, scallops, rice, flour, bell pepper, garlic, tomato, celery, and of course the wild card. And this time our wild card list is 1. Irish whiskey, 2. Single malt Scotch whiskey, 3. Blended Scotch whiskey, 4. Rye whiskey, 5. Canadian whiskey, and 6. Bourbon whiskey. Our ingredients have been revealed. Now I will roll the d20 to determine which ones I'll be cooking with. And for my very special Revelations episode, I will be using 6 d20. Let's see what they do. Alright. First and foremost, I have a nat 20. Next, a 13. Oops. Then, an 11. And I'm trying to be very careful not to move them. Just show them to the camera. 11. See, it's on top there. And then a 5. A 9. And a 6. And now for the wild card. Got my d6. A 6. Let's see what that gives us. So the dice are rolled, the lights are back on, and I have my list of 6 ingredients. And it is a doozy. I've got chicken, bacon, steak, scallops, egg, and whiskey. I have 4 kinds of meat. So what better way to bring on the revelation than by consuming the flesh of 4 different animals? This should be a fun one. I'm going to think on it. Alright, so we've rolled nothing but animal byproduct and whiskey. I think it's perfect. I've come up with my idea, and let's not waste any more time and get on with our step-by-step procedures here. Step 1. Slice our steak into thin strips. Alright, steak strips cut. Once again, we return for the black pepper and the sea salt. Set them aside. Next, we're going to mince up some bacon, very fine. Bacon minced. Set it aside. Next step, lightly trim our chicken breast, just a little. Okay, chicken is trimmed. Now, on each breast, find the side that is furthest from where the collarbone is. That's this little midsection here. And what we're going to do is take our knife and cut a pocket in there. Make sure not to press all the way through. And once you have it kind of split open a bit, you just carefully take the knife in there and increase the size of that gap. You have a pretty good sized pocket that does not come out the back. Like so. Alright, chickens have been pocketed. That is definitely something that you get better at with time. We're going to finally cut up some onion, some tomato, and some mushrooms. Set them aside. Okay, into one heated pan I am adding butter, scallops, bacon, and garlic. Into another heated pan, also with butter, I am adding my 2 pocketed chicken breasts. Now these are both at a medium-high-ish heat. And the trick here is I'm going to undercook both of them. Okay, so the chicken is very lightly browned on each side. Still completely uncooked inside, that's good. And the scallops and bacon are all very, very soft, and you're going to notice that these make a lot of liquid. You want to leave that liquid in there. That's also got some of the melted butter in it. We're going to use that. Okay, next step. I have here some of my homemade curry bread. I'm just gonna mince this up real fine. So, I've got my breadcrumbs. Put these into a bowl. And into that bowl I will be adding my bacon scallop mixture. And this is precisely where I wanted all that liquid in there. Give those a good toss up, and I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to this for more mixture. And there we have it. Now here I've got my 2 lightly browned pieces of chicken with the pockets in them. Still raw inside. That's just what we want. Take some of my bacon scallop breadcrumb stuffing and just force that into that pocket. And it should look just like that. Okay, so we have our stuffed chicken breasts ready to be put in the oven, which is preheated to 350. But before I put them in there, just to the very top of each, I'm going to be adding a couple slices of very thinly cut smoked Gouda. And these are going to be in the oven for about half an hour or 45 minutes. Basically whenever the interior of that chicken is fully cooked all the way through. Now, in one pan I am heating up some vegetable oil. In the frying pan I am cooking those mushrooms and onions that we cut just a little bit ago. And when those vegetables are done cooking, I will now start bringing some water to a boil. Water is coming to a boil. Oil is coming to full heat. I must play the waiting game. What must I do this time? Okay, let's go check on our boiling water. Alright, water is at a boil. I will be adding some orzo pasta. Now you may be asking yourself, Gastromancer, what about our last 3 ingredients? What of our steakums and our eggs and our whiskey? Well, that is the final step, my children. For now I will show you. I have here a bowl full of egg, beat up, and whiskey. And here I have some whole wheat flour, some breadcrumbs, and whatever your favorite steak seasonings are going to be. Those can all go in there. I take a piece of our cut up steak strips, roll it in the flour and seasoning, roll it in the eggs and whiskey, and then roll it back in the flour and seasoning. We're going to be deep frying the whiskey battered steak strips. Hot oil. You remember how we did bacon egg rolls from episode 1? Of course you do. We watch them like a mother hawk. Voila! Whiskey battered steak strips. Now our pasta should be done cooking. Now I have my strained orzo pasta, to which I will be adding our cooked mushroom and onion, our sliced tomato pieces, some fresh shredded Parmesan cheese, a little bit of basil, and everyone's favorite olive oil. Here we have our scallop and bacon stuffed chicken breast on a bed of orzo with mushroom, onion, and tomato, Parmesan cheese, with a side of whiskey, deep fried steak strips tossed in a little bit of balsamic and Worcestershire. We've used all 5 of our animal byproducts. And thank you for joining me on this special episode, and I'll see you next time, if there is a next time.